What's up? This is Draco.
And this is Alicia.
And you're now tuned in to OD
OD
Podcast.
Podcast. Period.
Get on my level, ho. Get on my level, ho.
Unique.
Oh,
Oh, that's a good little mashup. All right, Draco. What's up? How you doing?
I am. I don't want to claim exhausted, but I am really tired. I've been tired this whole week.
Tired has been a thing for the past couple years for us, so that's okay.
Yeah, I've been trying to get back on a healthy vitamin regimen, which is going pretty well. My only problem now is that I need to get enough water because what I did was I bought a water filter because California water is absolutely disgusting.
And I don't know why people think, actually New York has the best water, and California has probably the worst. And no, Florida has the worst. But ain't that
It's
crazy? Because you
crazy.
would think New
Like
York water
our
be better.
water to me smell like bleach.
Oh wow.
Like it's very harsh on our skin too, because like my skin be so dry. Before moving here, like my skin never was dry. Even if I did moisturize, I didn't have dry skin, but it'd be dry on my face out there. But that water filter is stopping my bag because I be wanting my water cold right then. So I'm used to having
Oh
water bottles in the refrigerator. So
yeah,
I'm
your refrigerator doesn't have
actually,
a okay.
yeah. So I'm gonna just go and I'm finna start back getting them. I said that what I was gonna do is just order. They have like some reusable Voss looking bottles on Amazon. You get like 8 for $17 or something. I was gonna buy that, fill them up with my water filter, and just keep them in the refrigerator and
Yeah.
reuse them like that. Just reuse those bottles, so that way I won't be having to go to the store and buy. Because that's my problem. Like I don't want to have to keep going to the store to buy cases of freaking water. So I'm like,
One extreme measure is to get that water gallon system, delivery system. You know those big like crystal waters.
I ain't doing
Yeah.
it.
But you mentioned the water thing. I use this shower head that has like a filtration system built in. I'm not sure if you ever seen this before. But it's
Oh
really
yeah,
helpful to keep. It's really cheap too. I've had it for about a year now. But not only did it increase, I'll send you the link. But not only did it increase the water pressure, but it has this filtration system that if you have harsh water or hard water, it won't be as harmful to your hair and your skin. So that could be helpful to you because I mean, obviously you have hair that you grow and it's important. So,
yeah.
but anyway,
No, seriously, no, that is important because I'm telling you, I'm 33 years old, and in my head, I'm like, that's not old. Oh, I set a line for
for how long you
12.
gonna wait to record?
No, to get up to record because I knew I was going to sleep.
Oh, good job.
Um,
Draco ghosted
um,
me yesterday, y'all, and the day
no,
before.
listen,
I'm just playing.
day
Got it.
before yesterday, I went to sleep at like 1, thinking I'm gonna get up at 3:30, and I could just whatever, and then I end up sleeping till like 6. I was exhausted.
I figured you was asleep. I was like, I think he's asleep. Let me just
I was tired. I was
it's
so
no big
tired.
deal. I'm not tripping, but at this point, it is what it is. But
Yeah, that's it with the water thing. But get out. That
yeah,
and 2000. I've been going to Runyon, so I didn't go today, but I'll be there in the morning and Sunday morning.
Yeah, I've been taking longer walks with Hazel. We always walk, but I mean, my neighborhood is almost endless walking. It's not walking trails, but when it's a subdivision, you can just walk and walk. So me and Hazel be walking, and then I let her run around the dog park. So that's good exercise. I always try to like burn off a meal. So if I walk in the morning, I'll eat first, and then I'll go walk, and then I'll burn. If I can burn off half to the whole thing, depending on what I ate, that's a good goal. But I got to get back into it because when I was working in office, I used to always do a couple miles a day, guaranteed. I would always randomly leave my desk and go for a walk. I would spend my lunchtime on walks. And when I got Hazel, I definitely started walking more. But with the weather, it's easy to get off track with that because it's like, oh, I can't walk today. Next thing you know, you ain't walked in 2 weeks, and then you can't
Mm.
fit into your drawers. You know what I'm saying? But I've been
Mm,
doing that too.
that's
I need
so
to
true.
drop 15 pounds. It's been the same 15 pounds I've been needing to drop for the longest. Um, and I've probably gained like 3 pounds. So that's not a lot, but it's definitely not progressive. So I've been working on that. I got a lot of changes going on in my life right now. Professionally, I don't see. I'm always hesitant if I should talk about work stuff on here because you can't control who's listening. But I got some good financial changes coming my way. Let's just say that, and I have just, I have this. unintentional addiction to being busy. I'm always signing up for new responsibilities. I signed up yesterday to be a secret shopper at this at this company.
What we going
In
on?
my eyes, if I got 15 minutes free, then that's 15 minutes I could be getting paid. I ain't heard back yet, but I'm real cool with the owner, so I'm about to so it'll look natural if I come in there. But I know. Anyway, that's not
Okay.
the new financial change. That's just one of the things I'm willing to share because it's laughable.
Yeah,
On
that
top
is
of that,
funny.
on top of that, I have I'm working on purchasing another investment property in the same area as my prior one. And once I get this one, I think I'm gonna just hand them over. This is the thing. I really pride myself on being a really good landlord. I have gotten so much good feedback from my tenants, even their families, about like, wow, you were just so easy to work with. You even costed more, but we wanted to work with you because you were so thorough. And this for this to be my first real run at this, it makes me feel good. And the attention to detail, I just really care. I mean, I just that's just how I am in real life and at work. So it just reflects. But once I started to see how some of the other landlords were that are my competition, I'm like, oh wow, I got this in a bag, baby. Because the way that some people handle business and the way that some people talk to people that they're looking to pay them is really insane. People are very unprofessional. So
Yeah,
anyway, I'm gonna get 2 to 3 more rental properties, and then I'm just gonna get if I have found a property management company, I just need to feel comfortable working with them because I want them to deliver the same level of service that I offer. Because I kind of want my tenant. I don't want them to feel like family. Let's not get it confused, but I definitely want them to. Because a good landlord means you'll always have tenants. I want them to suggest me, but if my property manager falls short, that's gonna fall short on me because that makes people less likely to want to rent from me. So anyway, that's what I'm working on.
and we love to see it. We need more millionaires from Campus Road. I'm next, right behind you, boo.
Period. You probably done already touched a million, don't even realize it.
I probably have. Yeah,
But yeah, that's kind of wild. Not that it matters to me. That's never been my goal per se. My goal is just to never be broke. But when it comes to like paperwork and stuff like that, you definitely get a lot more flexibility to get more money. So let's, because my next step after these next 2 properties is to get commercial properties. So I would like buildings. I want to get like a venue. I want apartment buildings and stuff like that. And I'll have a lot more leverage. And the way I've been treating this rental property stuff is none of that money exists. It doesn't go to me. It goes to my business account and I do not touch it. And it's going to continue to be that way. So I'll be able to, maybe one day buy a property cash because of the money that my property has made me.
yeah,
But yeah, so anyhow, that's what I've been working on. Small flex, nothing crazy. And other than that, I am just trying to plan my life out, man. I'm really trying to retire early. I've been driving this Audi for a rental. I think that's gonna be my next car. I really do want the Porsche, but I can't get the Porsche living where I live because I respect that car so much. I want it to have its own room, aka garage. So, but the Audi truck is that girl. It drives perfect. It feels
I feel like
perfect.
the Audi is a better car anyway.
Well,
But
technically, a Porsche Macan is an excellent car, maintenance wise, longevity, etc. But it is bigger than it's slightly bigger. Like when I'm in the Macan, I feel like I'm in an SUV. But in the Audi Q3, which is what I'm in, I feel like I'm just in another car. And it could be because I got more practice with the Macan, and now I'm comfortable. So I probably have to switch between the two to confirm. But all these cars, I mean, the Macan is gonna cost me another 20 grand, so that's a big decision maker.
yeah,
Like and also, if I get the Macan, I won't want to use that as my business car. But the Audi, I will. It just feels a little bit more, you know. Or I
yeah,
can get like a Forerunner because I've been thinking about that, like a Toyota truck or a Lexus truck. I don't want to keep changing cars. I would like a nice business car that I can drive to the middle of nowhere and not feel like, oh, I don't like. I drive around a lot of dirt roads, so I don't want to drive a Porsche on something like that. I don't even like driving my Mercedes on it. But if I have like a mid-sized SUV or even the Audi, I'm like, okay, I can, this car can take a beating. I'm okay with that.
yeah. Um, I'm still on a Jeep. Honestly, I just feel like it's the only thing that could really satisfy me and
Mhm.
what I have going on. Like I feel like the back part of it is so spacious. I feel like it's very sturdy, and the roads here are not paved well. Now, we don't have a lot of potholes, but I guess because of the heat and the earthquakes, the it look like this. Like the street be looking like a wave, but it be
Yeah.
like going across, so your car be leaning on the highway, or it
Uh-uh.
be feeling like you riding like this. Like I need a Jeep, so
Yeah. And Jeeps, you can do a somersault in them things and leave with no scratches.
honestly, because
I
me driving
never
this Toyota is really insane on this
I
stuff.
never thought about getting a Jeep. Like I've never been attracted to it, but it is a very nice and that's a and I always say like I want a car that won't age. You know what I'm saying? A Jeep, you can have
Yeah,
the same Jeep the rest of your darn life. For real, for real.
yeah. That's mainly what I'm doing. I think I'm entering my what my friends call my LA phase, where I'm trying to like
Oh,
be
Jeeps
more.
is some good prices too. Oh, you don't
Yeah,
want a Jeep?
you probably do. But I'm just working on trying to just save, like save money, save like stop wasting things because I do feel like I waste a lot of food. I cook a lot of food for myself sometimes and I don't eat it. Um, and I thought it was my week for Black Business of the Week because that actually was going to be my Black Business of the Week. This girl, but I'll
Well, we
wait.
can do a duel. It don't matter to me.
I won't. No, I'm gonna wait till next week and do it because I need to do some research. I'll be finding people who I love online and I'll be doing my research on them and sometimes they be problematic.
I shouted out one, maybe two business during my little Black History Month movement, and because I always say I only recommend Black businesses that I have used, but I was missing two, and I was all right. Let me recognize this one. Big mistake. So
Oh,
people was
both
like,
of
yeah,
them.
yeah. People was telling me like they reached out to them, and I don't like that because I want I care about having trust. You know what I'm saying? I want to be reliable. So when people embarrass me, now I gotta act like you don't have no business.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so let's get into Black Bins of the Week, y'all. So first of all, I recently discovered this food hall thing has been a trend lately, and those are typically really cool. They're basically like a food court, but
Yeah.
not connected to a mall. So I recently checked out Chattahoochee Food Works, which is off of it's basically like it's off Howard Mill, basically. But the way from my house, I can get to it from just taking Atlanta Road all the way down. So I saw someone post on Instagram this particular business called the Grub Truck Stop, and it's in the Chattahoochee Food Works. And going there, I discovered so many food options. They have a lot of things. They have a couple of Black-owned businesses that I know of. I don't know how many others, but it's actually a really cool place to go. And one thing with me, when it comes to going anywhere in Atlanta, I care about the access to parking. They have parking in front of it, and they have a parking deck. Baby, you had me at parking deck. Perfect. So I can go all the time and feel comfortable because a lot of places in Atlanta, y'all know we got a parallel park. You got to
Yeah.
squeeze into these tight spaces, or there's no parking at all to where you got to take an Uber, which I'll never understand how that's a smart business idea because it's not very welcoming. However, these places are still thriving with no parking, so go figure. So the place called Grub Truck Stop, and that's their name on Instagram. And what I got from them was a lobster grilled cheese, and then I went back yesterday and got the lobster and crab grilled cheese. It's actually really good. So I know people that have things like lobster mac and cheese and stuff like that. I don't really like those kind of combos, but I will say it's the idea of it that I don't like because I had someone's shrimp mac and cheese once, and I did not like it. But I think it's because that person was a fraud. So. This place, they don't overdo the cheese whatsoever to the point where I had leftovers from my sandwich. The next day, I put it in my air fryer and it tasted just like it did the day before. And that's a big deal to me because, bread gets soggy, cheese gets greasy and oily, but that was not the case. So it was really good. So check it out. It's ran by, it's family operated. From my understanding, it's the husband and the wife. But Chattahoochee Food Works itself is on 1235 Chattahoochee Avenue, Northwest Atlanta, 30318. So if you come from Howard Mill, it's behind D&K or K&G, the soup place. But if you're coming from the Cobb County side, it's after it's past Nuevo Laredo. That's all the
Okay.
same street. But check them out on Instagram, check them out at the Food Works, and it's a couple other places in there. So y'all, I think you'll like it. They also have loaded fries. They have I think they have like shrimp baskets and stuff like that. But their key product is the grilled cheese, and it's actually really good. So I'll give it to them. All right, let's move on.
So, are we sliding right on into shop talk?
We can. I have a tweets from the streets. What you thinking?
I'm gonna let you do her first, and then I'm gonna slide up in there, motherfucker.
So people was dragging 21 Savage this week because he told Atlanta to put the guns down, and people pulled a "this you" on him with his lyrics. And I think that's an interesting topic that we have kind of brushed over as a community because we love rap music so much. People when we were younger, people have been outraged about video games and it encouraged violent activities. It put type of images in kids' heads that they shouldn't, they were too young to process. And when it comes to music, people at one point were worried about it being too sexualized and also now too violent. So a lot of things that they feel like have had a negative impact on the community, and some can say music is entertainment. This used to be my stance. Music is entertainment. People, raise your kids, they'll know right from wrong. But we all know that's not the truth. And so
Yeah,
people basically was like, "Well, you rap about this, you rap about that." And his perspective was like, "Listen, I could still care about the safety of my neighborhood, but rapping is just entertainment." And yes, it is entertainment, but I think what people miss, like for example, we have a lot of violent movies, we have documentaries, we have all these different shows that convey an image that is not helpful to the community. But I think where the difference here is when it comes to an artist, they live that lifestyle off the record. So in real life, they're carrying themselves as a trapper, as a killer. They fit the look and the feel of the type of music. So now people beyond the music, people are inspired by the artists as well because they are living what they rap or they appear to be doing so. But when it comes to movies and TV shows, these people are playing a role, and then in real life, they just typically look like a regular Jack and Jill. Like it's like nothing to be. So it's like a clear division. So anyway, I used to not feel like putting stuff in music was a negative impact, but as I've gotten more mature and a little bit older, I'm like, you know what? There is a clear difference in society today, and there's a clear change in censorship and the type of things that we consume and how we consume them. So I am with the people. I love 21 Savage, and it's okay to want better for your community, but I think you do have to be intentional about the things you rap about and put out, and the image that you convey, because it is obviously possible to recover or reform from the streets, but if those are the things you continuously talk about, it's hard for people to realize that. That's all.
yeah. I think I feel the same way, but I will say in his defense, not in his defense for real, but um, he's 29, like he's coming into being a 30-year old, and I think that most of the rappers that's in the industry that are that have like retired or they don't rap anymore, they're older. A lot of them, um, you know, did the same thing. They talked about violence. They talked about crack because that was a big thing. They talked about selling it. They talked about prostitution. But as they got older, you start to realize that when you start having a family and you start to really get out of that street stuff, you realize how important it is that the rap music, is a reflection of who you really are and what you really support. So I think that that's just something that he probably needs to address, you know, in future music if he decides to put out more music, which I'm sure he will. But I do think that the music has a really big impact on the culture, especially with drugs. Like a lot of these drugs, which is fucked up, is that a lot of these artists say that they don't even take those drugs they rap about, but they
Yeah.
rap about mixing certain things and blah blah blah. And then now on the street they want to do that because Future rapped this lyric
Yeah.
in his song, and now we want to try it. Like he said, it made him feel this type of way. Those are really I remember
Harmful.
growing up as a young adult, and I used to ask people because I try not to be as judgmental when it came to stuff like cocaine because I don't personally have the urge to do it or I don't want to. But I ask questions to my friends, and I'm like, "What would make you? Now, what made you want to try that, or what made you want to do that?" And it's because people in the industry they glorify certain things as like a luxury,
Yeah,
and
it's like,
drugs
oh,
is
it's not
one of
so
them.
bad, or wow, I mean, look at him, he good.
Rich people do these things. So they want to
Mhm.
be associated with people who have money instead of actually having the money. Ain't that crazy?
Yeah,
It's like everybody living in mirage. You want to
it's
look
really
like
sick.
you have this money and you're taking these drugs because rappers are taking them. Like even down to I was looking at dogs. I mean, we were talking about dogs yesterday, and I was just saying how like everybody in LA has the same dog. If it's not a Frenchie, it's a doodle of some sort. So yeah, I don't know. He does have a responsibility as an artist, especially if he has an issue with it. He has a responsibility of not putting those things out there.
Yeah, I agree. And unfortunately, people love the shock value in that type of music, especially now. Because if you think about it, people have always talked about violence and sex, but it's always been in a like a creative way, like metaphorically. It was not always outright, raunchy, I guess you can say. And when it was always a specific person. But now you can kind of guarantee the next song you hear is going to be like that. So I think that people when if somebody like 21, I mean there are several artists who do not promote that type of activity, but they'll never get the same attention because it's not, people don't want to hear it, they want to hear like oh yeah, shoot 'em up, bang bang, da 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 da. Da. So I mean, it's a catch-22 because it's not just rap, but it's rap that is the more popular. So that's who gets the attention from it. But I get it, 21. I do understand. Like I love the hood. I'm always repping my hood, but I don't want to be in the hood. But I'm pretty sure if I rap, I'll be repping Campbellton all the time. So I get it, but it's just got to be a clear line of like, hey man, you can talk about how you move past and stuff like that. But again, people don't want to hear that, especially from somebody that established themselves from that kind of persona. So,
Yeah. Moving on from that.
so go ahead and go into shop talk.
All right, so shop talk today. I want to talk about my homegirl in my head. Her name is Elizabeth, aka Lizzo. Um, so Kathy Hilton. So let me just do a back story. I don't know her. I know who she is like I know who she's related to, and I know what family she's a part of. But I don't watch any show, or I have never watched the show that she was on. So I don't know her humor, her personality, or her lack of knowledge when it comes to certain people. Apparently, she does this all the time.
Yeah, that's what I heard
But
too.
I don't like how people are trying to brush this over. Like I do get it. Like I feel like people are kind of over every, because not, all the time Lizzo has a problem online. Somebody always says something to her, and it's always like um, something that is to it always people always make it seem like she's being sensitive, which I do kind of feel like sometimes it is because she presents herself as a strong person, and just because you're a strong person doesn't mean that you deserve backlash. I get it, but at the same time, you are in the industry, and unfortunately, people are warranted to say and do whatever they want to online or about you for real, for real.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so the Kathy Hilton thing, she what show was it?
This
Watch
was
What
Watch What
Happens
Happened
Live.
Live. Yeah.
Watch What Happens Live, and she mistaken Lizzo for Precious. Me being a black person, I ain't take that lightly because I feel like when that movie came out, people were using that as like derogatory or using it as like a read towards people. And so when I heard it, I'm like, first of all, they don't even look nothing alike. So both basically because they both overweight, they look alike and black.
Yeah.
You know, because they don't look nothing alike, and they not even in the same part of the industry for real. Like, but I don't know. But everybody trying to make it seem like, oh, Kathy, it was just a meaningless mistake because she always does this. She always. I'm like, I'm not. I don't know her. I'm not taking that. But I
Yeah.
do feel as if people kind of brush over things like that in that sense when it's not affecting them because there's a lot of people who don't identify as somebody overweight, so they don't have um those issues sometimes that people who are overweight have. And so when people do things like that, they're like, oh, it wasn't even that deep, she didn't mean it like that. But if somebody was to say something about BBLs or something, the whole internet is chiming in, oh, y'all hoes just broke, y'all can't afford it, y'all want to look like me. No, we don't.
Yeah, I get it.
You know
I
what I'm
yeah,
saying? So it's like, no.
when I first saw it, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't think anything of it because number one, I felt like that picture of Lizzo was extremely unflattering. I was like, maybe she thought that was Monique, or I didn't think Gabri Sidibe, but I'm like, maybe she thought this and that. But I'm not gonna lie, I didn't take it no kind of way, but I do understand where it's like, oh, another fat black woman must be precious because even when that movie came out, we were calling people precious if they was fat and black, like that was
Every day. That's what I'm
yeah.
saying. That's why I say as a black person, y'all know what y'all was doing.
Yeah, yeah, you're right.
So why are
I
people
hope
trying
that
to act
nigga
like
doesn't
it's not
take it
that
no
serious?
kind of
Like
way.
one of my friends literally wrote me because I posted something about it. It was like, oh, bitch, Lizzo get talked about every day. So what? That
It doesn't make it okay. That doesn't mean add on to it. And
doesn't
it's
make it
something I have
okay.
to start to be intentional about when I tweet about things I don't like. Even if you don't add the person, saying their name is still a form of bullying. Like it's like it can gain traction and take off. So I had to start tweeting maybe ideas about stuff, unless it wasn't super extreme. Like if I'm tweeting with people while we watch Real Housewives, that's one thing. But I'm not gonna go out there and say like, dang, Lizzo need to lose some weight or something like that. Cause she doesn't. I mean, she can do what she wanna do. But I think
Yeah.
that those things matter. And I think that people don't like fat people. And so when they see something like that, they're like, well, you know what I'm saying? They don't care. It doesn't bother them as much because it would be more harmless if she would have said, I don't know if she would have said Brandy or something like that. I'm like, oh, she just don't, just another black woman. But it's like those attributes specifically, is not acceptable. But I did see a lot of people saying that's very on brand for her. They was like she wouldn't even recognize her own niece and nephew and stuff like that. And I don't watch Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, but I do think it was an honest mistake. But it is still important for people to be very careful of things they say. She would have been better off saying she don't know, and I also think they played that game because she doesn't recognize people. So I don't know.
I wouldn't know. I don't know the lady like that. I just know who she related to, and I didn't think it was cool.
I
And I hate
understand.
that everybody else think that it was cool.
Also, everybody else just means Twitter. People who didn't tweet about it probably had a different perspective.
Yeah,
I gotta tell myself whenever I see massive outrage online, those people are only accounting for the folks who picked up their phone to type something, not everybody
yeah.
else. All right, so I was on TikTok as always, and I came across this clip of Santana doing an interview, and he basically was dissing T Pain low key. So basically, he said he turned down the opportunity to do a song with T Pain because he was like, "Who got a song with T Pain? Don't nobody like." Pretty much saying like nobody listens to T Pain. He was like, he could produce a song for me, but I want to do a song with him. And I'm just like, he was like, "Oh, this what he said." He said he can produce a song for me, and we can get Nicki on it. Ain't like that. I'm not gonna lie to you. And I listen, at this point, it's clearly consistent with his character. I know that's your folks or whatever, but
Oh, I mean, wrong is wrong. I'm not taking up for
yeah,
no.
T Pain is an icon, man. That's so crazy to me that he would even do him like that. Like T Pain got more hits than Santana probably ever will. No shade, no shade. I don't know because I don't know what the future holds. But T Pain literally paved the way for the sound that we still hear today in music, especially in people singing. And not paved. I'm not gonna say that he revamped it because people wasn't on auto tune like that before him.
No.
It was like here and there. But I just didn't like it. I'm like, wow, this is so disrespectful. And they're so close in age. Like, it's just crazy for him to say something like that. To say who got a song with T Pain, like, to me, it's like, so it's got to be
Yeah,
trendy for you to do it. I just didn't like it. So I just want to bring it
yeah.
up.
I don't like that. I don't like stuff like that either because I feel like what I've learned is that I learn from anybody, especially in my line of work. I can learn from people. I can learn from OGs, and I can learn from new girls or new people in general. And so, I hate when people come in the industry and they try to discredit or, if you don't really know or you never really listened to his music before like that, or you wasn't a fan, then I, fine. I
And he
can
acknowledged
everybody.
that T Pain had a great career. He actually said it.
Okay, but like what would make you just say that though? I don't know. That's kind of
Right.
weird. I don't know, and I
And
feel
T
like
Pain
that,
has
that
recent
he
hits
missed
like
out on
of
a
this
big
year.
opportunity too. Because the thing about it is, T Pain still makes music to this day,
And that's what the
and
host was saying.
he
The
was
host was like, he just had a top four, and he was like, "What song is it? Ain't nobody heard
with
it.
Kaylani.
If it charted, people heard it. It's
The
like the music
song was
doesn't
on the
surround
chart
around
for a
you."
long time. He did a song with Kaylani, and he redid. It was supposed to be like a second part to buy you a drink, but it was a whole new beat and everything, and it went up. I'll
Exactly.
even listen to the song.
That's what the host was saying, but Santana was kind of like, "Well, I ain't never heard it." So you know how people are. I ain't never heard of it, so you must not be nobody. I just hate it, and it doesn't seem good coming after the stuff of with the Beyonce situation. I'm just like, all right, he needs to humble himself, like for real, for real. I'm really proud of Santana and the strides that he's made as an artist. Especially to get to the point that he has and actually have talent and actually collect. But I think that in this era, people get famous extremely fast and they get access extremely fast. He don't perform with Madonna. She don't hop on the song, so he might feel like he's comparable to somebody like her. I mean, to be honest. But
Yeah.
even Madonna probably wouldn't turn down the opportunity to work with T Pain.
Every day I realize how common delusions of grandeur is.
Yeah, it's a shame though. It's just and like people,
Um,
and it's like I feel like even us at 33 years old, growing up, we have seen so many artists come and go, and people they're hot in that exact moment, but I think they feel like that feeling is gonna stay forever. Like they're gonna be the one exempt from falling off, and I don't want him to fall off. I'm just saying you just don't know what the future holds, and to say that you could like it's not impossible for the rest of your songs to not do well. Like somebody like T Pain ain't never got to make another song. He literally gets paid now for playing video games. And
mm,
while he collects a check for songs he did over a decade ago. You know what I'm saying? So I don't like that. I just, I think people should people should strive to people should not have to continuously work in the same area of business. T-Pain shouldn't have to keep singing, rapping, making music. He has made so much money that he can evolve from that. And that's what, like for example, we look at people on Real Housewives, like when they first started off on the show and what they're doing now. A lot of people have open businesses. They've invested in other aspects. They really made the best of the situation that they were in. And I think that should be the goal. So when you look at somebody like T Pain, who has so many hits, is still relevant today and is still financially secure off of because of he something he did so long ago. It's just so disrespectful to like say that. It's one thing if you genuinely just don't want to work with him, but you don't have to go as far as to like try to diss him was just out of line. So
Yeah,
anyway.
media training is needed ASAP.
ASAP, artist development. The artist
Huh?
development
You
is
know what
getting
they
canceled
need?
before
First of all,
time.
they want to make a reality show on Zeus about everything else. They need to have one for artists, where artists do
Ooh, artist boot camp.
artist boot camp, and
Come
I
on,
need
Mimi.
Lorianne to be there
Oh Lord.
because
They just gonna be on there fighting, honey. Make them stay ain't singing for bears no more in these shows.
okay, it could be solo artists. Taquita,
Yeah, so all right, let's what you gotta add?
um, Breakfast Club,
Yeah.
Angelique. So I ain't gonna lie. It was kind of dramatic how Angela posted that and then just left social media for a long time and then came back to explain it. Because I'm like, girl, just say that you're leaving the Breakfast
Yeah.
Club. Stop saying that the Breakfast Club is over. It's not over.
She
Just
said
say that
as we
you're
know
leaving.
it. She did specify. She just I definitely think she shouldn't have tweeted that. I'm like, now why would you do that? She couldn't wait to tweet that too. I bet it was
She
in her
couldn't.
drafts for a long time.
I do feel like Angela was an important part of the show. I feel like Charlamagne and DJ Envy for me are a little bit more aggressive when it comes to their style of interviewing. Like
Really?
I
DJ
do. Well, not Envy all the way, but I do feel like with Charlamagne, he is very like DJ Envy. Not dry to me, not that dry.
He be loud and wrong every time. But go
Yeah,
ahead.
that's
Sorry.
why he be loud. Angela Yee give like whisper. She brings like
Really?
a girl. I don't know. I feel like she brings like a calmness to the show because I feel like everybody be so hyped up and then she talks in her regular voice and I can kind of really feel her sometimes. I do feel like she do be. Anyway, as a radio host, I feel like everybody be kind of wrong on about a lot of stuff. I mean, it's human. Everybody ain't right.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's hard to go back on something you say in real time. We do it on the podcast all the time.
Yeah. So, she definitely played a big part in the show. I really want to know who they're gonna replace her with because that's a show that's been around for so long, and just to take one, prominent person on the show out and replace it and try to have them mesh with two people that's been OGs on the show for a while is like a lot. So, um, I enjoy the Breakfast Club. I know a lot of people have so much to say about it, but I do feel like they ask the questions that realistically we all want to know. Like
Hmm.
they dig deep. They want, a lot of people don't ask those questions, and I don't. I can't get into Joe Budden show, so I'll just stick to Breakfast Club. You know.
Yes, I listen to the Breakfast Club every single day and have done so for the last several years. So I really
Oh, I didn't know it was given every day. Okay.
yeah. Every single day, and I have started. I've supported them on their separate platforms as well. So I really love Angela Yee. Genuinely, I'm a big fan of her. I always feel like she is always like I did. She definitely is soft spoken, but she always does such thorough research on their guests. Like if somebody has a book, she been on read the book before they came on the show, and they always be so shocked. Like, dang, how you know that? Or certain artists that she always has information about and things like that that she's actually participated in and they just be so shocked. I always admire that. And not saying that Charlemagne doesn't, but from what I've noticed, he obviously brings the shock value, but he always be googling stuff right there on the spot. He don't be
Yeah.
trying to hide it. DJ Envy be wrong about stuff. He be asking stupid questions. Don't get me wrong, it adds an interesting shape to the show, but I would definitely make him tier three of the three. And he's also a DJ. And he also worked at that radio station before they even joined the show. So it's a little bit different for him. But I'm really proud of her because she has she's had lip service before she was even on the Breakfast Club, so that's her own platform that she's grown. It's very successful, and she has a completely different personality over there, and I think a lot of it is because she gets to have her own discussions, her own personality, do her own thing. And I really admire that. She's had opened several businesses. She's a real estate investor. She got a coffee shop, she got a juice bar, she got a hair store. She really doing her thing, and she's been working with a lot of like black owned like media companies and things like that. So I think it's only a matter of, like I mentioned earlier, like T-Pain, you shouldn't have to be in the same area of business for a long time. You should be able to evolve from that. And I think she has. Um, Also, I definitely expected Charlemagne to leave first because I felt like he probably has the biggest impact on that show. If he left, yeah, it might still keep going, but it won't be nearly as successful as it would have been before. But I think that her personality is definitely not what I would have assumed for a morning show, but I like what she brings, and she always be like. Now I know earlier years, I mean, the show's been on air over 10 years, and earlier years all of them were terrible, every last one of them. But they also had to grow together and learn how to work amongst each other. But over the last several years, she has always been super, like, done her research, is super thorough. She asks questions. She tries to be non-biased, and she also always speaks up for women. She always speaks up for women, even when she shouldn't be. Because I'd be like, girl, what?
Mm.
But I really respect her, so I'm proud of her. I'm happy for her. I really do like Angela Yee.
Mark Angela, I hope, she did say that she plans on doing something.
Yeah, so she's gonna have a spinoff. She's gonna so right after the Breakfast Club goes off of air, she's gonna have her own show, which is gonna be syndicated in at least 30 markets, which is amazing. On top of her lip service show and other things that she's gonna be doing, but she's gonna pretty much bring the things that she brought to the Breakfast Club to her own show, which is really good. I'm happy to hear that. I don't listen to the radio in real time. I watch their segments on YouTube, and then I'll listen to the show, the whole show taping that they'll put up. So I mean, I watch the show from beginning to end. So I feel like these are my cousins.
Uh,
But I think that I definitely remember a flyer leaking some months back on Gossip in the City of them looking for another host. They had people like Remy Ma on there. They had a couple people, and I think Remy Ma would be a good addition because she did really well filling in for Wendy. She had a show with Joe Budden a while back. She's a really, really, really good storyteller, and she's really smart. I think that might be a good addition, and she's part of the culture. There's a couple other people from radio they had on that list, and then there's some people they had on trial runs. But I think that it might be nice to just have guest hosts here and there until they find a good match like they did for the Wendy show.
yeah. Um, I'm actually really sad about the Wendy show. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't watch it like that, like all the time, but
I also watch that every day. I did anyway.
just to see where she is now, she's not. It's just crazy.
Yeah,
But
it's a lot going on. I feel like she's being taken advantage of, and I think that that's something she just cannot escape. Just kind of like,
yeah,
I don't know, and I'm just assuming from the outside
she's
looking in, but I
mentally
hate.
not there anyway. Like for real, for not trying to be funny, but she is.
Yeah, she's not, and I just feel like a lot of her life decisions is always in the hands of another man, and I don't like that because she
Yeah.
is actually a boss, but she's all her weakness has always been men, seemingly, just like Janet Jackson, just like no, I'm not gonna say that. All right. All right.
Problematic Alicia. One thing about it, I was playing now.
I wanted to shout out Lil Baby. He bought out West End Mall last week and literally had free haircuts, free clothes, free shoes for the kids. I love when people give back to the community. It's one thing to have a turkey drive, but this man really like redecorated West End Mall and had the whole hood out. I love that. When I really get it to where I have so much liquid cash and really have people that's willing to partner with me, I would love to do something like that for my hood. Like just always have these kind of events. I want to go above and beyond what people expect because little people, sometimes people really don't have money to get backpacks, to get shoes, to get haircuts, and something like that. First week of school is so important for kids. Like even if you look crazy for the rest of the year, that first week of school, you want to step out. You know what I'm saying? You want to look good. You want to feel confident. So I just admire Little Baby for doing his part. He really is a hood hero, and he's so chill. I love it. About. I hope he's not one of the ones finna get indicted on these RICO charges because we need him for the next back to school.
Somebody said they was all down Cascade. The police they was doing a raid or something. I said that's probably another RICO charge.
Yeah, I ain't no telling. I don't even know why she said that junk out loud, but shout out
Yeah.
to Little Baby, man. He just, and I feel like he been giving back since he first got on the major scene. So I don't know what he was doing before. Well, I know he was doing before that, but after the fact, I just think that he just always cared. It's just admirable. Being from the West Side as well. It's nice to see people in our hood doing stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Hello.
Hello. Um, Next I want to talk about Irv Gotti.
A pussy asshole.
Yeah, okay. So basically, y'all, Irv Got went on Drink Champs and almost immediately he started talking about Ashanti. I swear to God, 5 minutes in, he already talking about it's like they must have had some kind of beef prior. Obviously, they had some issue with her music and stuff like that. But you would think that he just got off the phone with her and cussed her out, and so he wanted to show the drag up. But the man ain't been with the girl in 20 plus years. And all he keeps talking about is how certain songs was wrote about him. He was showing off his Rolex that she apparently bought him. Mind you, she was like 20, 19, 20 during that
And he
time.
was
And he
married.
was a married man, exactly. And it's so freaking sick. Have you ever had an ex that was just like obsessed with you, like years later that you try to get rid of?
Um, so I don't have exes that are obsessed with me, but I will say that all of my exes have tried to come back plenty of times. Now, when it comes to guys that I've just dated, like I've talked to, we may have went on a few dates, whatever. The adults, they always come back and they are obsessed with me. Like I have people who I've given my number to on like some friendship things or just like not even thinking, just gave my number to somebody. And when I tell you that, like I have this one person that has been texting me for since I moved. Like I even told them, I'm like, I don't even live in Atlanta no more. Like, give it up. Stop texting me. This fool talking about I'll fly there.
Oh,
Of course
brother.
we will.
You need to
Of
start
fucking
eating
course we will.
socks. Go touch grass.
So I'm sorry. I'm looking through my email right now, and I have an invoice that I sent on June 10th that has not been paid, and it's August. Um, and it's
I feel like so I haven't been in that many relationships, and every dude I've ever talked to or dated, they know once you stop talking to me, you need to stop talking to me forever. So I've
yeah.
only had one.
Oh, anybody that even have if they've been friends with your ass, they know.
Anywho, I've only had one that
Mm,
used to do stuff like create social media accounts and stuff like that to get to me, even though they were blocked from my phone. But I've heard, I mean, over the years, I've definitely had people like, yeah, such and such was talking, he was asking about you, this, and that. But I literally don't even bat an eye, so I don't give a darn. But other than that, I mean, I think they just know better. And of the few relationships I've had, one ended terribly. So it was not it was very much like don't talk to me, don't even come in my zip code. But yeah, I just was interested because Irv Gotti is doing the most after 20 years. 20 years. How much coochie you don't had in 20 years and you back on Ashanti because she still looks amazing and you can't believe she had the audacity to be with Nelly, the rapper. Anyway,
mm,
all right. Anywho, I wanted to for today's topic, I wanted to talk about things that we didn't really get to do or handle growing up or as kids that we, really value now or that we get to do now. Like for example, something when I was younger, I definitely did not go to the dentist as a kid. Number one, just being poor. Number two, just kind of not. When your life is in a certain condition, you don't really prioritize certain things because you're just trying to get food on the table, right? So as an adult,
yeah,
I have mentioned several times in this show that I really have. I'm seriously paying for my dental work right now because it was not taken care of as a kid, which is fine. We on the last track. Next month, it's a wrap. We all good. But it's something that I think about all the time because it's like, wow, something so important. And essentially it was free because I had Medicaid, but it wasn't handled as a kid, maybe due to lack of information, lack of like caring. I don't really know. But I was just curious to know if there was something that and it could be an activity or whatever, but it's something that you really value now or are paying for now because you didn't do
yeah.
it as a kid.
Um. Ooh, you know what? What's so crazy is that it's a lot of things that I did do as a child, but it's a lot of things that I didn't do. And now that I'm an adult, I take it to the extreme.
Okay. Like
Now
what?
I definitely can get better with my dental visits because I don't know, I just been having weird um ever since I got my braces taken off. My dental history has just been kind of iffy. But um like I remember going to like as a kid, even as an adult, I remember me going to like first go grocery shopping and stuff like that. I remember my mom used to just go to places like Food Depot, Big Bear in the West End, stuff like that because they had cheaper meat.
Mhm.
And so I realized that that is a lot of the reason why we have the problems that we have now is because of the type of grocery stores that we used to go to growing up. And so now I make it a point that if I get seafood, if I get chicken, no matter what it is, I either go to a meat market or I'll go to like Whole Foods or something and get
Yeah, so you can get
food from
quality
there.
stuff,
I
and it's
get
honestly
quality.
cheaper that way, and you can control the amount you get. Because sometimes you end up getting too much, and sometimes it can go bad because you just got extra stuff sitting
Yeah,
around.
like and then also I feel good about it. I feel like even since I started doing that, I can tell the difference between the taste of it and just how it cooks and how much better it looks, the color of the food, just everything. And that's the same thing with clothes. Um, like when I spend money on my underclothes. Now my other clothes, like my t-shirts and stuff like that, whatever. But my underclothes, like my underwear, I've noticed that over time, you get those. I'm used to going to Walmart and getting them pack of 10 pack of drawers, the Gildan underwear with the little
Low key, I'm
elastic
headed
band.
back towards that route. I just
Really?
want,
Why?
I just want to be comfortable. I don't care about it being cute. Just give me something that go over my belly button, tuck
It
my
ain't
hair
even
in.
about it being cute. I feel like for me, the elastic band in the bottom. So one thing I hate, and I say everybody who be around me know this about me. I can't stand no droopy ass draws. If you wearing boxers, that's fine. But if you have on boxer briefs that's supposed to be fitted, and the bottom of them legs is like
Yeah, looking like a hot
loose.
dog.
Like,
Yeah.
why is it loose at the bottom? I hate that. So I have to spend like the cheapest I go is H&M.
Yeah, so I really like to get my underclothes bra and drawers from Soma. And they have a nice they have, before Skims, that's where I went for my neutral. I mean, honestly, I got some Skims drawers and I don't really love them, I'm gonna be honest with you. But Soma has really nice material. It fits me well. It's just very mature, I guess if that makes sense. Like I used to
Yeah,
shop at Pink, Victoria's Secret Pink, and I got like little puppy dogs and stuff on my drawers and stuff like that. And those were cute for the time being, but being older now, I care about like, coverage and, just really feeling calm.
yeah. So do you ever since you gotten older and you know these things, um do you ever get annoyed or have even people come to you and try to like make you feel bad about those things? So not even bad, but they try to make you feel bougie for doing stuff like that.
Definitely call me bougie for a lot of things that I do. Like for example, my dog has her own bedroom. But to me, it's not because I didn't buy this house to give my dog a bedroom. I have an extra bedroom and I don't want my dog in my room. So if she's in
That's what
there,
I'm
I made it
saying.
cute. I made it like dog. Like Tabitha Brown just had a collab with Target last week. I went and bought all kinds of doggy stuff from her. I got Hazel Wall art, all this kind of stuff. Or I like it's just certain things that people. But I think the thing is because a lot of things that I do is so routine. People look at it as like
Yeah,
I'm extra. Like when I went to Kenya and I had Hazel in doggy daycare and she was getting trained. The fact that I paid for a trainer, people said that was bougie. But a lot of people's dogs behave so terribly that they need trainers. You know what I'm saying? It's like raising a kid.
yeah.
People have called me bougie for like having a subscription to the car wash, but it's like $20 a month. I can go,
That's
but you
regular
get what I'm
stuff to me.
exactly. So I think that I everything I do, it has become I have a lot of routine stuff that I do, like maintenance, life maintenance in general. But it's funny because a lot of that stuff people later on down the line realize was a better investment and they should have did it too. Because $20 a month, I can go as much as I want. When it's piling, I'm not gonna pay somebody $30 every time I wash my car. I'm gonna drive through and do what I got to do. I don't. It's just a lot of stuff, like a lot of little regular stuff that people like. I always buy new glasses every year, and the reason why is because I have vision insurance and it covers my glasses. So why wouldn't I get
Yeah,
them? But I think that a lot of people are wasteful. They'll have those same access to those services as me. They'll sign up for them, and they may not actually take advantage of it. So I think it's the fact that I actually make sure I check off on the list. It might seem abnormal to people and stuff like that. Like my hair was terrible growing up. It was never it was very popular to get relaxers. Natural hair was not in, so my hair would look quote unquote nappy, not realizing that if I would have known what I know now, my hair would be so long and so much more healthy. My hair is healthy now, but I'm just saying, like, if I knew proper hair maintenance back then I would have, I would have had to. I pretty much this with a process what I'm dealing with my teeth. I had to do the same thing with my hair. I had to go into recovery, like get professional help and find things to be, well taken care of. Another thing is, I get, a housekeeper sometimes, every now and then. Not often, like every quarter, but sometimes, I mean, my bathroom, I need it clean from top to bottom. And if I try to clean my house myself, I essentially can only really dedicate time to the living room and the kitchen. Then when I get to the bedrooms, now the living room and the kitchen need to be cleaned again. So if I can just get somebody to come in and give me a reset for a couple $100, that saves me so much time because when they in here, I be working. I'm minding my business, doing my job. So that's my time that I get to have back. I also have a lot of wigs because I like to change my hair a lot. And instead of paying somebody every 2 weeks to do my hair, I just go into the Barney bag. And I figure out what's the flavor of the day.
I feel that. Yeah. I do have a lot of routine. I don't know. I just like to feel and look a certain way. Like right now, usually I get a haircut every week, but since I am planning on getting my hair twisted, I haven't got my hair twisted since March. So I really be wanting like a fresh shave. I feel like you don't feel like your haircut looks perfect unless you let all the hair grow
I
back
get
in
it.
and you get that fresh like shave. So now I'm not getting a haircut until next week. But um I get a haircut every week. I get a mani and pedi every 2 weeks. And even though I do this stuff to look good and feel good, I also do this for my clients. I have to touch
Hmm.
their faces. I cringe online when people post like them holding drinks, them driving, whatever they're doing, and they post their
Be
nails
so
and their nail
dirty.
beds look crazy.
Ugh.
Their nails be
You're looking
dirty,
chewed
long.
off.
It's just disgusting. So I make sure I keep myself up in that way. Um, I take vitamins. I buy like $10 eye drops because I know that's excessive, but I I definitely I use these Roto eye drops. They be like $8. Um, but I like them because they make my eyes clear. Like growing up, I had hay fever, so I've always had red eyes. Like that's just my mama did too. Like it's just natural. But I do feel like your skin and your eyes are two things that go first when you start getting.
And that impacts your brain health. Like a lot of that stuff is connected.
Yeah. So I feel like when I see people with yellow eyes and brown spots on their eyes and stuff like that, I'm like, oh girl, the liver is fried, died, lazy, fried.
Yeah, me too. When I see people drinking sodas and juices all the time, and that's another thing. Growing up, we lived in a food desert, so we only had access to junk. We never even was inspired to have fresh food and stuff like that. And now, oh my God, it's just the way. I mean, and I can still be much better about the way I eat, but I used to eat candy, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, ice cream, breakfast, lunch, and dinner,
Oh,
and
I
I'm
remember.
thankful I don't.
You would sit there
I'm
and eat
so
the whole
thankful I
thing of
don't.
ice cream and then say, I feel sick. Of course you feel sick.
And it just never occurred to me that I was eating terrible. I was not even drinking water. So I'm just so grateful I don't have high blood pressure or any other kind of medical conditions tied to my eating habits. But it doesn't mean that I'm exempt from it going forward. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's like I started off bad. I got to get much better. But that's another thing. I'm just like, I have to have a bunch of water. I will drink a juice, but actually just bought juice when I went to Trader Joe's this last week. And that was my first time in a long time even buying juice because I try to stay away from that. But I just was like, oh, okay. I was just on the Trader Joe's run. I was just grabbing stuff. But I
Mhm.
definitely could still eat a lot less ice cream than I do. But oh my God, some stuff, the way I see people eat is so cringe. Or sometimes people's skin, like I used to, like maybe 7 years ago is when I really started to properly care for my skin. But I used to think that I could just go in the shower and just wipe my face with my rag. I used to think that I could use the same rag. It's just so many
Oh
things
yeah,
that
for sure.
and it's like these are like small luxuries that some people who didn't grow up like we did would think is normal. And it's okay that we didn't know yet, but it's all about what we do once we get that new information. But it's the type of soap I use now, like getting exfoliating, getting waxes, just so many different things that I have on my little list of self care that has to become a permanent behavior that I was not doing before. I mean, having the same kind of socks. I mean, just so many little things, and it seemed like little stuff, but when you don't have access to stuff, you sacrifice and you make, way for things that you want instead of like, what you might think is somebody might be like, girl, getting away is every single month. That's a waste of money. Or only going in the summertime is better than year round. But it's also small investments for long term, like longevity, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
It's people who don't even get that car on regular oil changes.
Now I know. I don't be paying attention to my damn breaks, but I definitely
Oh
was.
no. See, I always go to the routine. I also go to the dealership for my routine service. Also, I make sure all that's on point because I've I've seen over not me. I've always even when I had cheaper cars, I've done the same thing, and I was just like I don't want to one day get in my car and it won't crank up, and I'm still paying a car note on it.
Yeah, I feel you. I've been there before.
But yeah, so I just recently started like reassessing my mouthwash. I mean, just every little thing. When you just know better, you do better, or you try to. You should try to.
Yeah,
And so, even being on birth control, that's a luxury, baby.
I mean, especially nowadays, child.
Okay. Oh Jesus.
I'm trying to see what else because I do a lot of things that people every day call me bougie for.
Supposed to
I've come
bougie.
to a conclusion for me that I just now I make money enough money to do certain things that I weren't able to do before. Of course, I'm going to try new things. Of course, I'm going to experiment with different um, things, especially if it's healthy for me to do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, so I just accepted the fact that I'm the bougie friend and the bougie family member. All the
And I
family
don't even
members
like
do.
that self care is considered bougie. I think bougie is being snobby.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you. I'm
I just
not.
don't
I'm
like that.
literally minding my business. I'm just over here eating fresh meat from Whole Foods.
Exactly. It's things that we all could potentially have access to. And like I hate when people call me rich, and I know what rich means, and
Ooh,
maybe I could be perceived as rich, but I don't like that because I don't. First of all, I don't have a lot of liquid cash. Let's be very clear. I have most of my money is in my business, but I just think that it is a separate. A no, people say it when they notice a difference or a separation, and I don't like that because nothing has ever changed me. Not being poor has not changed me. I'm just a regular person. I don't want people asking me for money. Like y'all been on the road this week. That's why
hell
I'm not checking
no.
my Facebook messages no more.
Oh, they've been back on it.
Child, I
I'm
swear they
over
selling
it.
templates. They selling begging templates.
Okay.
They all saying the same stuff. I'm like, now y'all had a meeting. But yeah,
What
so
point did
yeah,
you like? What will make you just say I'm gonna?
and it's crazy because the stuff they post on their page be stuff that costs money, or they'll go, it's like, hey, if you got to play the part if you want some sympathy.
I,
But yeah, I definitely don't like the bougie stuff. It's really lame because I feel like it's only bougie when it's a black person doing it because everything else they assume is normal for white people. I'm allowed to have nice things. I'm allowed to afford nice things, and I am not going to feel bad or think that you think I'm better than them because I've been doing stuff that I now have access to.
that's gonna be our next T-shirt. I'm gonna need Alicia to go back and take that whole whatever she just said and figure out a way to put it on a T-shirt because I need that to wear every day.
Yeah, it's just like don't be divisive, you know what I'm saying? Just be
Woo.
normal. Just you can do the same thing. I mean, I'm 33 years old. I'm way past the point of affording myself nice things. I'm not a kid. I'm young, but I ain't that darn young. So this is a normal stage. I'm an auntie, literally. So, why can't I do other things?
I
It
ain't
just
no
means
auntie, but
if
I'm
I
pretty
start
nice.
calling you the broke friend, you're gonna be mad. So stop dividing us. If I start calling you poverty Parisha.
Okay.
And it's
Pop,
not that's no joke, but I just don't like that. To me it always comes you ever been around somebody and they like eyeballing you and you can tell? I feel like that's when they start gathering those thoughts. Like, oh, she
child,
bougie. Oh, she rich.
I think I get sized up everywhere I go. First of all, I wear gold chains daily,
Oh
so
yeah. You have your way, brother.
they be looking like, oh, nice chains. Don't compliment my chains. Now I think I'm
That's why you gotta find other people that wear chains so it can just feel normal. Ain't that a shame? I get it though. People get excited. They be like, oh, you know what I'm
honestly,
saying? They
I
might
don't
not mean
care
no
no
harm,
more.
but
I do not care no
yeah.
more. If that's what you feel like, I'm bougie because I do this, and I have certain things, or I eat certain things, or go certain places, or because I like fresh fruit
And
and
I love
vegetables.
Popeyes.
Well, I don't eat fast food no more like that, so
Oh, my poor boo boo.
I'm one of
Yeah,
those.
I'm not with it. I'm grown. I'm not 20 nothing years old. So everything that I do is totally normal and you need to accept it.
Yeah, and when
Anyways, all right. Let me see if I have anything else on my to chat list. To chatter.
all I gotta say is once I'm finished losing this weight, I don't want to hear it.
Hello, somebody.
And guess what? When I drop my tape, I'm doing a song with T Pain.
Okay, me too. I would love a sober T Pain. I love an episode with him.
Hell, we
Shoot.
can buy a drink again.
Was that your was that Shay that didn't like that on your voicemail? Remember that? You had a callback tone, ringback tone, and Shay had left a voicemail on your phone saying that he ain't like the he said at the bar, don't
Oh,
smoke,
that's
don't
Shay. I'm
drink.
like, wait, who you talking about? Oh, yeah, 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 yeah.
It was a don't
It was
smoke, don't drink. That's not what was
yeah.
that
That's
part?
why that was so. It was on. It was bartender. That was
And
my
he liked
favorite.
it because he felt like it was a positive message, I think.
He didn't like it.
Oh, he did it.
He didn't like it because I had that, and I was only like 18, 19, and it was like, don't smoke, don't drink. That's why I'm. Oh, maybe he did like it.
Yeah, I thought he liked it because he left a voicemail saying he liked it because it was a positive message.
Oh, well, little
I
do
remember
he
my
know.
first. You remember our voicemails? Well, mine used to be. We remember we had recorded each other voicemail greeting.
Yeah, but
But I
yours
remember
was
one
more
time
dramatic.
mine was like, Alicia. And my dad was like, you need to take that off. That's unprofessional. I'm like, I'm 17. I ain't ready to be grown yet. But I definitely got a job at IKEA with a ringback tone on my phone. Hello, so and I got fired by them, but it's okay. That's they loss. Screw them losers. Now I'm furnishing my properties with they stuff.
Yeah, with y'all stuff, no
Full
discount.
circle, babes.
Okay.
Anyways, all right. Let's wrap this thing on up. You got anything coming up?
No, I have a busy weekend. I want to hang out this weekend, but two things: monkey and pot. I just point out. I need to get my monkeypox vaccine, and then I need to figure out my hair situation. So my girl from Atlanta who does my hair, she's coming out here, and I finally get to get my hair done. I think I said at the beginning of the episode, but however, comma, this girl talking about she done booked the flight for the wrong days.
Oh, she better figure it out.
So now she's trying to switch our appointments. I booked my appointment for Monday because I know I'm gonna be off that day for sure. And now she's like, Monday isn't available. I have to choose Saturday or Sunday.
And you ain't gonna be able to.
Yeah, I told her
Dang.
Sunday, but Sunday I told my friend, one of my friends that live out here, I told her I would do her makeup for her single cover or whatever. And I'm gonna have to get my hair done. So I don't know what I'm sorry. This
I
girl,
feel you. I mean,
well, I don't know.
you
I
were
asked the
allowed
girl.
off there.
I asked the girl what she has available for Saturday, but I allegedly have a client Saturday, so I'm gonna see. I'm gonna see, child.
Oh, child.
It's hard being
All
in.
right. Well, I'm gonna be going house shopping, just looking at properties, making offers. Hopefully, I have an offer in by next week because I'm an ambitious buyer. I don't have time to wait. When you
Mm,
find something good, you lock it in. You did.
I feel you, and that's on Chrome Hearts.
Hello, somebody. All right. Well, that's been another episode of OD Pie. I actually like this episode. I feel like we flowed very well. Maybe it's because we recorded in the daytime. Because I'd be sleepy at night.
Mm.
All
Mm.
right. Holla at your girl.